let's get into the B League division, and I'm gonna have the power rankings and the standings just pulled up for you guys on the screen there. But just for our sake, we're gonna go over the number 12 in the standings right now, and just compare each coach to how the power rankings were, like we did in the C League. So, in the number 12 spot for B League, we have Miles and his Bakersfield Bear Ticks.
Who was also actually rendered its power ranking. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was also number 12 in our power ranking, so we kind of got
had a
that
pretty
right.
rough season.
His season, honestly, hasn't been the greatest for him. Of course, the 0-8 record that he has, I don't think it properly shows justice to the matches that he was playing, but I will say, because I know that you guys are going to start talking about it, the Bright Powder Mimikyu, and him missing.
No one else is gonna miss 100% accurate move.
No one else but Miles can miss a 100% accurate move. And
This is why we banned Bright Powder.
Like 6th right now.
yeah.
When you start missing 100% accurate, that shit needs to stop.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, again, I don't know if that's us trying to apologize, Miles, but that's also us just saying, like, we kind of feel for you.
I hate you.
Yeah. The game is not the kindest, we already know.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, if you look at his squad, like, he still has some threats. Like, I actually like his squad. He has Mamoswine and Conkeldurr and Infernape and Latios. So, like, with just those threats alone, you would expect him to do amazingly well. And then he has, like, the Mega Shark and whatnot, but it's just very unfortunate. Still looking at his squad and seeing 100 points left over, it's still kind of funny to me, but that's just Miles for you, so.
Yeah.
He would have made it work.
Who does he have left on his schedule?
Yeah, on his schedule, so he still has his three matches, right? He still has Blitz, who is a newcomer we'll talk about as well. And then he has Rummy, who hasn't been doing the greatest as well. And then he has then he has Crow. So he has the two newcomers to be.
That should be interesting.
Well, we've seen they're both pretty strong battlers. So.
They both are, yeah. So just to catch up again, guys, since I didn't talk about it, we have two newcomers in B League, being Blitz and Crow, and they kind of took over JDMI and Juke loans, unfortunately due to real life issues there.
Yeah.
So 11 we have
11. We have
Rummy
and his Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Where did we have him?
We have him ranked 7 in official PRs.
So he was 7th in the PRs, and unfortunately, like, his season hasn't been the greatest either. But he's sitting at 1-7. He was able to clutch out a win, but I don't know. To be fair, like, I'm just gonna say this now. Every coach in the B League division, they're very good. They're not pushovers by any means.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of strong players in B League, and
Bad, but it's whatever.
yeah, Stumbles is bad. Stumbles is the only one that's bad. But everyone else is, like, really, really good. So
Stumbles is the league.
So the thing is that if you don't prep, like, really, really well for a match, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a negative record in the league. So I think that's just how it is. Some coaches get trampled over. Some coaches have to kind of just punch their top. But Rummy, unfortunately, hasn't been doing the greatest with his squad. I think he originally had Mega Sableye. Does he still have that? Yeah, he still has the Mega Sableye, and hasn't been doing too much for him, but he just still have the Kieran Black, which has gotten him a lot of kills. And his squad is still pretty decent. Like, if you look at it, Terrakion, Kieran Black Superior, Reuniclus, it's a pretty good squad, but I guess maybe he wasn't as comfortable with it, or he just wasn't finding his niche with his team. Yeah.
but sometimes it don't work.
So
Yeah.
So unfortunately, like unless he's able to win out the next 3 matches, I think he is going to be end up dropping to C League there. But who does he still have? He still has Bolus in the Boston Blitz season. He still has Miles, and then he still has Blitz. So the match between Rummy and Miles, it should be good, I guess. And it'll kind of determine who, if Rummy goes up or not.
Yeah. His remaining opponents are awesome. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah, they're all not too high in the standings, but they could be what Rummy
Going
needs
down
to
this
like.
league, they're all gonna be like near the top of it next season. It's gonna be
Yeah, exactly. People who are like
C League
mid-section.
is gonna be insane. So,
Yeah, for sure. Like especially with like if people like Crow and Rummy drop, but we still don't know who's gonna drop yet. It's still week 9, so. Anyways, with that, we can actually move up to our newcomer in number 10, and that's the Virginia Victims, another Victims team, but that's Crow, and we didn't.
he took over for Duke, right?
He took over for Juke, and Juke actually we had him pretty high up on the.
We had him 6.
Yeah, we had him at 6. So
Yeah.
like it's not Juke's team was pretty decent to be honest. Obviously, Crow.
He had a
changed up the
lot
entire thing.
of he had a lot of sleeper.
Yeah,
from what I remember.
I think if I remember, Juke had like Mega Gyarados, Volcarona,
Yeah, like
Valiant,
Mence.
yeah. And now Crow kind of took it over, and he did a little, he made it a lot of changes. So he has things like Zapdos and Celebi now, and Talonflame and Diggersby, and Mega Deontay. So I'm guessing he has his own kind of ideas with how he wants to play this rest of the
Yeah,
season.
he dropped Mence, killed whatever Diggersby, Gorgeous for Kyurem.
Yeah.
He kept Cobalion, he dropped kept Kamala, dropped Press for Zapdos, Flagar for Celebi, Almastar for Scrappy, and Gengar for Talon. So he totally changed up the roster.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. What else does he have left? Because if Crow can clutch out these next 3 wins, then I think he can still stay in B League. It's gonna be tough though because it has to mean like Blitz and Aces kind of have to lose out, but he might be able to make it work. He still has his opponents being Beater, and then he has Bolus, and then his last match is against Miles. So coaches that aren't too high up on the standings there, besides Beater, I believe. So yeah, I mean, if Crow so far has proven himself to be pretty decent. I think he was able to 5-0 Rummy.
Yeah.
So, I think that Crow knows what he's doing. He's actually, drafted Mega Deontay, and I love Mega Deontay, so there's not too many switches to that. See if he can make it happen. It's all uphill from here, so.
So 9 we have Bliss's Bolus.
Yeah, we have Bolus.
And he was actually rated 9 in PRs.
Wow, interesting. So we got another one right. We have Bolus, who's 3 and 5. So, the one win that he got with Miles, we're not going to talk too much about that. But the Bright Powder, obviously, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Without that Bright Powder, though, he still had a very nice squad, and he still plays pretty decently. So, he had the Mimikyu, which has been doing a lot of work for him, getting 11 kills there, and the Garchomp, obviously. I don't think he's had too much luck with Mega Venusaur, but the rest of his squad is kind of helping him.
In response to the Bright Powder, I think that was more so our fault for getting that item existed.
Well, I don't know why, but like Smogon allows it, and it's not like it's the most broken item when it's what I think it's like, is it 10% or 20%?
I forget. I have never used that item in my life, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So who's? Did we cover who else left on the schedule?
Bolus has Rummy left. He has Crow left, and then he has Beater. So everyone pretty much in the middle of the standings, kind of. But he's sitting at 3-5, so I think he can stay in B League if he tries to win out these last 3 matches. Number 8, we have Aces. Yeah.
Tennessee Volcanoes. And we have him rated 10.
So yeah,
he on the PRs.
He was rated 10 in the PRs, yeah.
I still don't know how he plays. Like, it's weird.
So with Aces, it's kind of hard to tell. Like Aces, he obviously knows what he's doing most times. It's just interesting because like sometimes you expect him to win, and then like he's sitting at 3-5. Like he still has a decent team, and he's made that Mega Altaria work, which is at like 12 kills. I personally haven't played him, so I don't know how his playstyle is, but yeah, he seems like a good coach.
Well, he was the one guy we grabbed Sam's League or something.
Yeah, he was he was a last minute addition to last season, and he's sitting in the neutral zone in the B League standings right now. So
I mean, he's got basically a plus differential advantage on Bolus for the 8th spot right now.
Exactly. So. Yeah. So if he can keep that up, he'll be able to stay in playoff contention / in neutral or not drop. But there's a lot of competition in the B League division, especially in the higher end of the standings. So
for sure.
It just depends what his last couple matches are, right? Which are, this week he has Puck Bud, which is a pretty strong opponent.
Yeah.
And then he has Zombie, which is another strong opponent. And then he has Rin, who's been doing amazing in the season so far.
He's got a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah, his last 3 matches are going to be very, very tough. So he's going to have to be on his A game in order to kind of stay in the neutral zone there. If not, just try to get into playoffs. But if he's able to do it, I think he can make playoffs.
So number 7 we have
Blitz.
The Toronto Tyranitards.
We have Blitz, who is also a new addition to the B League, who replaced JDMI for us, since JDMI unfortunately was having some real life issues there.
Is he replaced?
Was that?
Replaced?
He replaced JDMI.
He replaced
JDMI was rated.
Yeah, he hasn't lost since he came in, has he?
Blitz? No.
He's got 3 wins.
Yeah.
So.
He's been doing incredibly well so far. JDMI, like you said, was rated 3rd in the power ranking, so he already had a very nice team. And then I think Blitz changed it up a bit. I can't remember exactly. He only changed 2 Mons on the squad when he came in, so he still has like JDMI's old squad with like Mew, Zeraora. Like still a very, very nice team. Lopany, Mew, Zeraora, Shaman, Probad, like stuff like that. He has the scoring. Yeah. So he was able to kind of affirm his dominance when he came in and played.
3 straight wins in a row.
Exactly.
Right there.
So I think Blitz, just like Dix in C League, trying to make a playoff push. And if he can do it, he has the team for it, and he's definitely a skilled player. So
who's he have left on his schedule?
He still has Miles, and then he has Beer, and then he has Rummy. So like coaches that aren't too high up on the standings there.
Yeah.
So it could go well for him if he plays his cards right.
Yeah. I would say they're pretty favorable. Sure.
Yeah, especially with his play level. think he knows how to do it.
Okay, so number 6 we have
We have
Maryland
Beater.
Mudsdale.
We have Beater,
Beater.
Maryland Mudsdale. And we had him. Where did we have him? We had him at number
We
8.
have him at 8.
We had him at 8 in the power rankings. So
And he's ranked 6th right now.
Mhm.
So
he's sitting at a positive record with that 5-3, and beginning.
flat 0 differential.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because it's late in the season, but
What's interesting is he's been getting a couple wins and then a couple losses and then a win and then a loss, and so he's been kind of
Yeah.
bouncing around.
yeah, hasn't really been able to really consistently string a few wins, but he
Mhm.
hasn't like just gone into a full tailspin either. So
Exactly. But and his team is still kind of interesting. Like, he's had Mega Aggron, who hasn't like been getting too many kills, but he's been using it so that he kind of is able to bulk out the stuff that he needs and get up blocks and stuff, so that like Zygarde and Alakazam can win. In fact, I think like
I mean,
We curse
I
every
mean
blue.
yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
a good way. Mega Aggron, the thing is so fat that nothing Oko
yeah,
it.
nothing
So
else
just
it.
use it, get some chip damage, set up some hazard. You should
Mhm.
be fine as long as you have the right support.
Yeah. And he's made like a couple changes with him grabbing Blastoise and Chandelure. So I think Cradley as well, yeah.
Cradle is good as hell.
Mhm.
6.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like used Cradley too often there, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's he have left on the schedule?
so he still has we're looking. He still has Crow, and then he has Blitz left, and then he has Bolus. So Crow and Blitz are going to be trying to move up for sure, and you know, Bolus is kind of sitting in the area where he's almost neutral. So
That Blitz, that matching with Blitz is very interesting because right now,
Blitz
Beater
on the
is
edge.
5-3 with 0 differential, but Blitz is 4 with +2
exactly.
differential.
So if Blitz is able to win that match, he actually
yeah, he'll take his
Yeah.
spot.
So they're both on the edge there, and they actually go against each other. So Beater has to be on his A game. It's
Nice
gonna be a
to
tough.
see.
Gonna be
Yeah,
a tough game. Like,
Mhm.
they're out to get each other.
yeah, for sure.
We can move up now. We go to
We
number
have Las
5.
Vegas Ludicolo,
Yeah, and we have Rin. And
and
Rin.
we have him ranked 2 in the PRs.
Oh, he was ranked at number 2 there. Okay, so
yeah.
we obviously thought of him as a very high caliber team. And
Yeah.
he's been
And
proving it.
his,
Like,
his team was pretty solid.
he's only
officially.
lost 3 times, right? I can't remember who he lost to. I think it was to.
he's- Well, did he
He lost to me.
did he lose to
So-
Zombie?
He lost to Stumbles. I think he lost to Beater as well. And then,
I think he lost to Zombie as well.
did he lose to Zombie?
No, he beat
I
Zombie.
think-
No, he lost to
did?
Bolus. I can't remember that match
Oh, okay.
exactly, but he lost to Bolus 5-0. So
Okay.
Bolus is just able to randomly get some wins. I don't know how he does it. He's just really
Yeah.
really good.
Always good.
But otherwise, you know, Rin's been doing amazingly well. I think he knows how to play the game properly. Like he went against Zombie and kind of won that match.
It was
as
a
well.
close game for remember.
hmm So, and then like the squad that he has is also pretty tough to like kind of
Yeah.
break. Like
Has he made any free?
he hasn't made any transactions. He's only made one trade with Beater with that Salazzle and the Chandelure, but otherwise, like his teams remain the same, and he has some very fat mons as well as some very offensive mons. Like what's interesting is Manaphy has not gotten a kill for him at all, and like really interesting to see like
Yeah.
when Manaphy doesn't get a
Before
kill.
the season, he was like, "I'm gonna pick this thing in SBT. I'm gonna show you all how good Manaphy is."
Yeah,
It's only one. Come on.
so far nothing, but I mean, that's not to say that he hasn't been doing well with his other stuff, like Celestial and Necrozma, you know, Sceptile, Togekiss. They've all been doing amazingly for him. So maybe Manaphy just didn't mesh with the rest of his team, but like everything else is kind of protected.
The bag on games he wins, and it doesn't come on games he loses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just how it is, I guess. And then Rin, he's sitting at number 5, and it's likely that he might make playoffs at this point. You know, he kind of has to be aware that Blitz and the others are trying to come in there, but he still has.
Well, it's a really tight race right now.
Yeah. I think
who's he got left on his schedule?
His last 3 matches are actually pretty insane.
Yeah, he had the really hard schedule at the end of the season.
He has Cheese this week, and then he has Puck next week, and then he has Aces for the final match. So it's actually pretty. Yeah, it's a pretty hard schedule for the end of his season. Just like Beaters, I think it's going to be really tough for them to kind of stay in playoff contention if they, if they end up losing. But yeah.
Well, I guess we can move on to number 4 then, which would be Toria Bikinis, which is
Zombie, and Zombie sitting at 5 as well. And
Zombie was ranked 1.
Zombie was ranked
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it was ranked at number 1. Obviously, is because of his team, his draft.
Initially, he was just barreling through everybody, but the last few weeks, they kind of.
I think that's how it happened in C League as well, where he picks up a lot of momentum during the early season, and then he either runs into an opponent that he has a bad matchup against, or is just not like the other opponents he's faced, and then it kind of just from there goes downhill. But as I remember last season when he was in C League, he was able to finish his season with a win streak, so maybe he can do that again this season.
I just think like all the 3 leagues, people are starting to see how to beat Mega Latios.
Yeah.
And from there,
how to beat Mega Latios. If you don't have the specific mod that beats it in the league, you just fucking lose.
Basically, I mean, you look at Zombie's draft still, and you don't have to look at anything besides the Latios, but he has so much protection around it, and he does a good job with it. What I've noticed, obviously, I'm not going to try to call out anything, is that the rest of his team kind of becomes setup fodder, and I think he's noticed that as well, and that's why he kind of picked up Darmanitan and stuff like that.
Who's Zombie at?
Zombie's final 3 opponents are Stumbles this week. I'm assuming you guys are memeing for this last couple matches.
Bring Skip Room, but it's gonna get a kill.
Yeah, Skiploom's getting a kill.
If it doesn't get a kill, you don't.
Yeah, you don't make playoffs.
Playoffs either way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get 6-0'd for each match in these last 3 weeks. I'm gonna get.
Well, you can just bring 6 Skiplooms, and then you'll just auto win. So.
6 Skiplooms? Do I have mod permission?
You have permission. Yeah. You have permission. So
right,
we have to allow it.
Yeah. Anyways, Zombie still has Stumbles, and then he has Aces, and then his last opponent is Cheese. So it looks like a tough last 3 matches there. He has a lot of the top guys.
It's so crazy. None of the top 4 faced each other until the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how it ended up being that way, but I'm not the one that randomized the schedule. Anyways, we can move up to our number 3, a really bad coach in the Cleveland Creselias and Stumbles. So
a perfect example of taxes.
Yeah. You can just tell from his record, 7-1, just a terrible team. But I think
played this season with 10 mods.
Yeah, with Skiploom. I think we had Stumbles. I think we had you at number 5, for the power rankings?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, so I think we got pretty close, but like we had some newcomers in there anyways. But you're pretty much tied with the top 2 guys as well. I think since we're here now, do you want to say anything about how your season was? Like, you know, we've been talking about other people's seasons, but like, how do you think your season's been so far?
Alright, like, as hell, and that was what got me 5th on the PRs. But I don't know, I just bring Mandibuzz like literally every week. It kind of works out.
Yeah.
This has pretty much been it. Porygon 2 and Mandibuzz wall like the entire draft league.
Basically, yeah. And then you
Hard
have
to go
Coco,
back weighted.
and like you've been doing well with Coco, and then you have
Coco
the
need like
Zard.
a clean up.
Yeah.
Constantly there, ready to kill everything. So they have to play around it 24/7, and I don't have to do anything because I have like 6 spinners to keep rocks off.
Yeah, you have so many spinners. And then Zard is there to kind of just wall break. I don't know if you've used it to actually sweep. Like, have you used it to sweep this season, or you just use?
Full on sweep. I've just broken a lot of walls with it. Like
Yeah.
I brought SD versus Rummy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Dragon
really
Dance,
good
we
at
tried-
just wall breaking.
One time I brought like Roost 3 attacks. I didn't even bother with Dragon Dance.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what Zard is good at. Like, yeah, he can sweep, but I just think he's better at wall breaking. And then you can.
I mean, it's like he's not enough to sweep every game. You can't just run Dragon Dance and win by
Mm.
clicking it.
Because
No.
people prep like
And
hell
you're not
for
gonna
Zard.
get
So.
Well, yeah, and because like bring a Scarface with speed side of it.
Well, it looks so scary on that roster. And they're like, all right, I brought 5 things for Zard, and I go in there, and it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm just clicking Flare Blitz. Like, I can't
exactly.
Dragon Dance. I'm never gonna get 2 or 3 of them off that I need.
Exactly. You're either gonna get paralyzed, you're gonna get like outsped or something. It's better to just click a
It's
move.
everywhere after this Zard, dude. It's awful.
I mean, look at it. It's still got 11 kills for you. So
It's working out. Coco's putting in as much work as I expected.
yeah. So that's Stumbles at number 3. We can move up to Hartford Whalelords at number 2, which is the Puckbuds team. And I'm pretty sure we had
We
him.
had him at 11.
We had him at 11 in power ranking.
This dude has been on a fucking mission. This
I
season.
think yeah, just to like climb right back up to A League after he dropped out. But he from the first 8 weeks the first 7 weeks he was on a win streak. I think that was the longest win streak. Well, besides Caitlyn, but yeah, Puck has had the longest win streak, I think.
It's tied with some.
His Stumbles? Well, yeah, Stumbles after his first week. Yeah. And then obviously Puck, you know, he lost against spoilers, he lost against Cheese, who was our number 1. But to be fair, like, what's interesting about Puck, and we saw it during our analysis and our power rankings, was that his team is basically like pivot central, U-turn, volt switch, and then I guess he has some stall breakers and like, who's actually his wall breakers besides Staraptor and I guess Rampardos?
Thunderous is a wall breaker.
Thunderous is a setup wall breaker as well. So like, I think his strategy has been so far is basically just U-turn on everything and then try to bring in like Thunderous and then sweep from there. But I think he's done a really good job. What's interesting about that is that it keeps keeps momentum in his favor, and it gets people to play his game instead of them playing them playing.
And never have switch initiative against him until he kills something. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't does almost everything on his draft get it.
Yeah, everything gets either U-turn or baton pass or like healing wish or something, except for Rampardo, Swampert.
11 mons get some form of momentum.
Yeah, I think Puck, the last 3 matches that he has for the season are against Aces this week, and then he has Rin, and then he has Stumbles. So it looks like a pretty tough couple weeks left for Puck, but I don't know. He's sitting at number 2. It's really hard for him to drop out of the playoffs at this point. I don't know exactly if he's clinched yet, but unless the others kind of win out and he loses out, I don't think he can get out of playoff contention at this point.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much just locked, just with his differential.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All that alone.
So with the last coach in B League at number 1, we have Cheez-Its and his Michigan Manectrics.
I don't know how the hell he got there.
Yeah,
honestly.
it sometimes surprised me, but I mean, Cheese is a good coach. I'm not gonna he was in A League for a reason, him and Puck, but
We had him at PR.
You can tell us the story about him and Juke.
no, we can't do that. Like, Juke pretty much kind of destroyed him with hacks. Like, that's how we won.
Oh, he outplayed him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was just skilled. He was too skilled in that regard, and Cheese can break through all his skill. Yeah, like you said, we have him at number 4 in our power rankings. Again, he still has a really good team. He has Mega Mallwild, who, again, I'm still not convinced, but it has 11 kills with it so far. So Cheese has been able to do well with it, and then
Doesn't
obviously,
bring sword stance. Stop clicking that move.
yeah, you just have to click play rough. That's it. And then Muck has he's been proven Muck to do a lot of work, especially with how bulky it is. And I'm not even going to talk about that Como sweep he got against Puck, but
6 kills with Como. Where those come from?
Tornadus, I think he has one of the better teams in my opinion. So he's just been able to make it work. I think the only problem with it was that his Fortress, I don't think really did much for him. Did he? He might have brought that once or twice or whatever, but it's not like he really needs it when he has other things that can. I don't even think he really cares about rocks too much on his team. He has Tornadus that can fog and nothing else really cares about rocks.
Put up rocks, small out comes in, takes 6% and kills something.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I still like his team, and his last opponents to finish off the season are Rin, and then he has Stumbles, and then he has Zombie. Actually, so he has really good coaches at the end of this season. So.
Yeah.
Clarification, asking for a friend. I am allowed to bring 6 skip loops.
Yes. And yeah, like we said, the top of the standings for B League, they all have really rough matches at the end of the season. So it's going to be really good to see. So yeah, it's going to be tough to see who ends up being the number 1 and number 2. Because of course, the number 1 and number 2 seeds in D League, they automatically get promoted to 8. So everyone's still fighting for those spots. I'm sure.
They just have to beat Punk. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Zombie can maybe still try to climb back up there, but he has to win out.
We have to lose a couple times. Me and Puck both have to lose twice.
Yeah.